Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Comedy Store Doorcast. I am your host, Luke Schwartz, and after last week's very sad episode, we have a good group here, and thanks for coming back. To my left, we have Jessie, now Juicy Jetski Jeffrey Johnson. What was it?
Just Juicy.
No, you were right.
Which one?
It's all of them.
It's all of them.
Yeah.
Fresh off the road from Poly tour and going on the road soon again, I'm sure. I'm glad. And then Cooper Lyden across from her. Hi, Cooper.
Good to be back, ready to play some hardball. Good to be on the button-up shirt side, not the uniform side. Glad to be here.
Damn.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, damn.
We're all on the same side,
No.
you know.
Not right now.
And then next to him, longtime door guy, longtime bartender, paid regular for a little bit now, Lucas Hirl. Thanks for coming on the show, everybody, and Lucas.
So good to be here.
A quick observation off the bat.
Yes.
Luke's, you're wearing Mitzi's shirt. It's her birthday, right?
It is.
Today is her birthday?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew that.
And you purposely wore her shirt in honor of her.
I purposely wore this shirt, and I'm not just figuring this out. We have a bunch of tips that we get at the door, and you shout out the Doorcast, and we shout you out. So thank you for giving us tips to split among us. This is like OG Patreon, is what we're doing. This is like barter system. We give you entertainment. We get sandwiches from it. Thanks to Phil from Lakewood for $20.
Phil.
That's a pretty good one. Albert from Durwald.
Ugh.
We love you, Albert.
$20. Thank you.
What a gross town.
Adam and Elisa from Toronto gave us $5. Alex from Detroit for $10. Thank you, guys.
Detroit's
Adam
okay.
King from the UK, £10. Cara and Kiki from LA, $20. This is a good week.
Some high rollers.
Yeah.
Is this an average week?
Juan Garza? No, we've just started doing this. And Alex, shout out to Alex Young, who made this sheet and put it out and
Nice.
kind of bullied people who don't know what the podcast is into giving $10 here and there.
There are people that don't know about this podcast?
And then someone named Cody said he wanted to make it funny, so he called it Chody. Chody from the Bay Area for $5.
Yeah, can we circle back?
Yeah.
You're telling me there's people that don't know about this podcast?
In the world? Or just coming through the
In
door?
the world.
In the world?
Like in general.
I
yeah.
guess if I'm breaking that news to you, you are my biggest supporter and just out of your mind.
I'm on here for exposure.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell stories about the week. How was your guys' week?
Listen, Jessie was on, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee's podcast, but this is really where she's...
Yeah, I canceled on them today to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I asked you first, and I'm your mentor anyway. So.
What's the average YouTube view count on this bitch?
At least a few dozen. Like
Nice.
several dozen.
More than a baker's.
I would say more than a gross.
It's more podcast listeners than Mitzi ever had.
Lucas is getting nervous.
Unequivocally.
I don't know.
You didn't
Lucas,
know that?
how was your week? How many shifts you worked this week?
None.
And
I had family in town.
oh, that's right. You did come. You had a banger set with them in the audience, even though it was super late. That was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
Lucas, you've been working here how long?
Since 2010.
12 years.
I started comedy here.
In this building?
Yes.
Wow.
The first time you did comedy was here?
No, but
Oh, okay.
the first few months.
Oh.
Because there weren't spots in Iowa in 2009.
And that's when you moved out.
Yeah.
Shitting me.
You didn't want to start the Iowa scene?
No. There's a scene now. It's like 6 people, but it's a strong 6 people.
You could have been one of those guys that's like, we actually have a great comedy scene.
I am one of those guys. I'm the 7th.
Okay, cool. That's good to hear.
Is it all of Iowa, or is it a specific city in Iowa?
Des Moines, the capital
Yeah.
city, yeah.
Is that a college town?
Yeah, AJ went to college there.
Faji?
Yeah.
That's where he became a pharmacist.
Yeah, we did a gig last October.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He's the sixth person?
No, he's not in yet. He's getting in. I introduced him to some people. I introduced him to the 6 others.
They're having some issues accepting AJ in the Des Moines scene.
In Iowa?
In Iowa.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty diverse actually. Believe it or not.
I don't.
All 6 of them.
If you give me the option, I don't believe
Honestly,
it.
if you think about pretty diverse, though, in terms of 6 people, you only need like 3 people other than whites.
Exactly.
That's true.
There you go.
And
By diverse, I mean
settles
one person, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
So that's what I was picturing. But
but you
you've been
you
here
bring
12 years.
Well, I was a lot guy for a year and a half, 2 years about, and then I was a
These
bartender.
are 2 lot guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
It was my favorite job here. There's no better job than the lot.
Go on.
You have no post to be at. You get to meet everybody. I used to get shit-faced drunk when I was working it because the bartenders just liked me, so I'd ask for a Diet Coke, and Huck would always put Jack in it, even when I didn't ask him to.
Huck was a Thai guy because Mitzi believed in hiring Thai bartenders.
Yes, the Playboy Club, too.
Because they didn't, I don't know.
They're fast.
I thought you put that on silent. I thought you did 3 other podcasts today, and this is...
It's my Aunt Mary's birthday today, actually.
Oh, that reminds me of something really quick.
Okay, let's...
Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah.
It's really quick. I opened my first set back from being on the road, and I felt like on fire, right? And I had to open the belly room, and I immediately started doing some crowd work to the people in the front row, and she looked at her phone, and I was like, who is it? Should we answer it? She's like, no, it's my mom. And I was like, oh, let's answer it. And she's like, she's in really bad health. And that's like how the show started, was talking about this lady's dying mom.
You should have been like, answer it.
I know.
Answer it
I
right
should have
now.
doubled down on it for sure.
Laughter's the best medicine for her dying mother.
I know. And
Might have saved her.
I didn't do that.
That's irresponsible. That violates the Hippocratic Oath, I think, what you did.
What do you mean?
Like you caused harm.
I know, and I was
She's not a
trying to
doctor.
do the opposite.
She's laughter is the best doctor. You heard him.
I said it's the best medicine. But not all those
Medicine,
who prescribe
MD.
medicine are doctors, the same as not all those who
I think
wander around
medicine's the best medicine.
Whoa.
Am I like, is that controversial?
Whoa.
Is that a,
It's one of these California science libs.
right? No, I'm a science conservative, damn it.
Damn it.
So what were we talking about?
We're talking about
talking
Jesse's set.
We were talking about in working the lot.
Yeah, it's
getting
the best
drunk
job
and
here.
Getting Thai bartenders.
Dude.
Mitzi would get Thai bartenders.
I made Norm MacDonald laugh. That's the highlight of my life.
That
That's
rules.
awesome, yeah.
And I couldn't have done that if I wasn't drunk working the lot.
I'm working a lot tonight.
Wow. You don't think you could have made him laugh if you weren't
No,
drunk?
I wouldn't have had that access. No. What would I talk to him about?
Being sober and working another room.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, fuck that.
No.
Okay.
No.
For losers.
I'm going to drink tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
I was
bartending,
saying,
right?
Yeah,
And I'm working a lot.
there we go. Just ask for Diet Coke.
Perfect.
see, and you didn't want to drink.
And we wonder why, like, who's Peter's spy? And we're all like snitching on each other.
On a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it was a
act
different time. I was hired during the dark days. I can't imagine
I
how.
caught the tail end of those, but they were real.
Yeah,
They were-
the lot's a lot harder now. Not that it wasn't back then, but
It also wasn't because there wasn't as much expensive hardware rolling around.
True. There was a point where like 5 paid regulars all drove black Priuses when Priuses were a thing. And I think Bill Burr took the wrong car home. I think he took
Whoa.
Yusef's car home or vice versa. Because you leave the keys in the car and they just drive it home.
Yeah.
So funny.
Right.
And like Neil Brennan had a black Prius.
Yeah, nice.
Burr did.
These are all the Tesla. owners.
Yusef.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They graduated.
Exactly.
Burr's in a Jag now.
Yeah.
He's not a fucking Tesla.
Yeah, he's not a Tesla guy.
They
I'm
all
sure
look like
he's had a
Teslas to me.
Tesla.
Whoa.
Sorry. Can you cut that out?
Yeah, it's okay. I think I had a bad joke that was louder than yours, so it'll all come out in the wash.
Did you guys
Okay.
see Tony's parking job in the lot?
Oh, Tony the producer. Shout out to
Crazy.
just kind of near the dumpster before the line that used to be open but now has poured cement over it.
Quincy's was
Asphalt.
pretty wild too.
Wow,
Quincy's-
outside the lines.
Yeah.
I was like, these are fightin' parking spots, is what these are. Like fightin' words. I was like, this is crazy. He's
Yeah.
going, are my levels good in there?
You can
Not
hear
anymore.
us talking some real okay. Daytime, yeah.
I came to talk shit and make sure my levels are good.
Like, as a lot of people, because both you two are,
Mm-hmm.
do you return the seats back to their original position when you're done with them?
I don't move them, but I know Anthony Jeselnik was like, who's the girl that parks a
No.
lot? And I was like, we were like, that's Jessie. He's like, yeah, she's always moving my seat.
I physically can't drive his car
Right.
without moving it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is
Yeah.
I will probably have to move the car again. So I just leave the seat there. And then sometimes, especially Justin, will beeline to the car and get out fast.
Yeah.
And then for me to be like, 1 second, please.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's like for 20 seconds while he stands there awkwardly.
That's hilarious.
At that point, you just throw in an apology real quick.
Yeah, I apologize the whole time. Sorry.
Yeah. I just never, the whole time, just
I'm really sorry about this.
I never move their seats, so I'll just be like tippy toes in like Eric Griffin's Jaguar.
His car is so big.
Hope I don't crash. And just kind of barely there. Same with Chris Spencer. They just have like big ass SUVs and they're tall as shit. And I'm just like, I don't know, we'll just.
Doc used to work the lot every day for like years and years, and he was not a tall man.
No.
I used to joke that he would bring a phone book around with him so he could sit on it and drive around. But like you're down there.
It's like
Doc was the best.
like Esther, perfect fit.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle.
Singleton.
Yeah, her car is like
Sarah Michelle Singleton.
Sarah Michelle Parker. Her
Wow,
car
you're
is
away
perfect.
for like 3 weeks. You're on the road with Polly for 3 weeks. You forget everybody's names.
Cut that part out too, please.
My levels are still okay.
Yeah, some of the cars are like perfect, but then there's some tall guys, and I try to bring them back, but
you fuck up every time.
I forget sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I move the mirrors too. I don't give a fuck.
That's pretty sick.
Wow.
I mean, I taught myself how to drive.
That's fucked up. I guess you need it.
I'd rather be safe with their car and them have to move their mirrors than me just.
Do you tell them
Cooper
you moved their mirrors? Why don't you just move their mirrors back?
Oh, I tried to, but then I don't know exactly where they were.
Yeah, I guess that's.
What Griffin don't know can't hurt him.
One thing I
Point
do.
is the car looks the same and it's in the right
You're saying
spot.
names on the pod. You're snitching again. You're doing it on mic.
You think Eric Griffin's gonna watch this podcast?
I'm saying he might have a fan who's crazy enough to tweet at him about this.
He'd probably hear
So
it.
follow us at the Up Next Showcase. Every Wednesday, there's a free show in the Belly Room. If you mention the Doorcast, you get in for free. In any show. Fuck it.
Any show at all.
Probably. Just a 2-drink minimum. If there's room.
I think if Eric Griffin heard about that, he would say, I like his gumption.
Yeah, his car is sick too because it has a button. So if I move everything around, he can literally just hit a button and it resets it back to his settings.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen
Whoa.
those.
I have not explored that car enough.
His is my favorite car, even though it's the most for me to move. It's like I gotta raise the seat, I gotta lean it forward, I gotta push the whole thing up.
Right.
It's like the whole thing is big, but then you just hit the button and it resets.
Mm-hmm.
That rules.
It's like I was never there.
Yeah, that's good design.
It's like a feather in and out.
How long you been bartending, Lucas?
About a decade. Minus a year with COVID.
Yeah.
About a decade.
Yeah.
But you do only back bar, right? Or do you do
I've done front, but I don't like the people.
Well, I was gonna say. I mean, it's like
I don't like the cigarettes. I hate because the way the smoke goes, it just goes in your face in that area.
Would you consider yourself a conversationalist?
I mean, I can be, but I don't want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of that job up there.
Yeah.
Merv absolutely demolishes it. Where is the only time I've ever seen drunk people not dominating a conversation because you just have Merv there just being like, I was selling necklaces on Etsy and just going off, and then people are just like. Because people love it too.
Yeah.
He just puts on a show for them.
He's very much a Hollywood character.
Yeah.
Right? You come to the Comedy Store, you could see him at the front bar, and he's like a festival.
Oh, there's a few that they're
festival troll.
They're
guy,
cartoons. They're cartoons.
I've
Yeah,
sat there
it's
for
cool.
5 minutes trying to get a drink and just watching him just go off about being somewhere in the desert on Molly.
I have to go. Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
I try and get in there, and if it doesn't cut him off, then I kind of just go taking off.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to someone else. I don't know, but he plays the best music too. He on the front patio. If you're ever working front patio, he plays
He plays whatever soundtrack of the next festival he's going to.
He plays DJ sets and stuff, which are curated for to keep people kind of just all right,
Gets people
moving
going.
along and get a beer and hang out.
He's such a bartender. You're right. He curates playlists for when he works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most other people are like, fuck it, put it on.
Put it on whatever radio.
Fucking
Yes.
Josh is out there just blasting My Chemical Romance.
Screamo core, really not bringing in the bucks.
I just want to break you down so badly. All the songs.
Is that a real song?
That's a real song.
Okay, because you could have made that up and I would have.
No,
For
that's a
sure.
real song. And every time I hear it, I'm like,
Sounds like
can't
a
believe
parody
this is a
of it.
real song. And it's one of those things where it's all the
I don't know
songs.
what to feel about you.
They're
I made
so
that up.
angry, but they have
I know, I
no
couldn't
point.
tell. I couldn't.
It's the same thing, yeah. They're so angry, they have no point to any of them. It's like
Yeah.
all the anger of Rage Against the Machine with like none of the ideas. It's sick.
Damn, you were talking some shit today.
I said it's hardball. I came in here to go hard, make sure my levels are good. I didn't come in here to walk out a loser. I came to win this. This is my third podcast of the day.
I didn't know we were playing for win.
Yeah, man. I came ready. I practiced for this.
Playing for win.
Cooper definitely is.
Yeah. So did you worked a bunch this week, Cooper? How was the week? Or no?
I don't know if I did. I don't know. I feel like I worked a normal
How
amount.
do you have any Poly Road stories, Jet Ski?
Yeah, get off of me real quick.
Jeffrey? I told you to write stuff down.
I think the biggest takeaway was that Frank and I kind of got the old Polly. He didn't get laid once on the road, and we were expecting all these like babes to come back to his room.
Dude,
and
you can't say that on the podcast.
Yeah, don't.
no,
can't
he
say
told
I
me
didn't
that. He
get
said he thought I was
so
this like
it's-
woke California comic, and he didn't want me to cancel him. And it's the first tour in 30 years he didn't get laid.
That's
So
like,
I don't know if
I
I'm gonna
kind
be
of
back.
don't believe this.
Has he taken any other women on tour?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So
well, that's the
heartbreaking.
first
Yeah.
issue, I
He
think.
doesn't
maybe.
know what to do.
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to behave around a woman.
Dude, you can't have sex around women. It's not
Don't cancel me.
Except,
Women don't
what about
like
those
sex.
women that you're having sex with?
Maybe he did. Maybe he did, and we just didn't know it. But every show, Frank and I would be in the back watching him, and we'd see some lady and be like, "Oh yeah, Polly's gonna get laid tonight," and we were all excited to see it. Like it was part of the being on tour with Pauly Shore.
right.
But no,
There's so many women out there that are just like, he don't look like he used to, but neither do I. You know what I mean? And just
people
so
are
excited to
crazy
fuck
for him. We had to leave places. I forget like how famous he is, but like we'd go into a coffee shop and
He also
he'd get swarmed.
From the
We'd have to
videos, it
leave.
looks like he's kind of starting stuff. He walks in a little as the weasel.
Yeah, he'll be like, we might have to leave this place. I'm not sure. Like, we should be low key. And then he'll walk in.
Yeah.
But I think that's just, he has a
Yeah.
big presence. But,
He
but
doesn't know how else to be. He's literally from the Comedy Store.
yeah. But it was awesome. And it was cool with Frank, like Frank Castillo. We shared a room the whole time. And that was like, I didn't know how that would go, but that was fine, and it was fun. And we'd go back to the room and kind of just gossip about the day, and like we were in a sleepover.
I love gossip.
Yeah,
It was so
sleepover,
fun.
on tour.
Yeah, on tour, and just go over our set a lot. Like Frank was really big about like punching things up and tagging shit, and we worked on each other's stuff. And I don't know, I felt like I got really good towards the end, and then I had that opening set in the belly room. But
Yeah.
and I got really humbled when I got back, which is good. And yeah, that's something I like about this place. I'm like taking out the trash. I'm a nobody again. And yeah.
I was hoping you'd be humbled when you came back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, yeah.
I was going insane.
I was like, this is out of hand. This is out of line. I don't like being around it.
I mean, I had this argument with Josh, though, because I always find when you get back from the road that, like, the Comedy Store seems a bit easier. And he's like, no, every set I ever have coming back from Pauly, I eat it, which he probably does. But it is like, you're right, you get so many reps in.
I'm sure he gets comfortable on the road. There's different types, yeah.
But the great thing about Pauly, too, and I don't know if you got to experience this, is that he lets you do a lot of time.
Yeah. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Which that was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You both do 25 or Frank does more?
We would start it with like some shows if we had a second, Frank and I would each do 20. We always did the same amount of time. But then towards the end, or especially if we only had one show, 25, you know. And
Yeah.
it was never like any notes about the time, you know. If we went a little bit over or a little bit under, you know, he would never.
And he watches you, too.
And he watches, and he gave
wow.
me like a ton of notes, which was cool. Like I like that, like you know. And there was one show like right before I went up, and he's like, "Try this and do that," and I thought it was cool, and I did it, and it hit, and it was kind of fun to just do that.
Okay.
He knows everyone at the store, all the door guys who's doing well, who isn't. That guy is so in tune. People don't know how smart he is.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
One time I just walked by him in the OR, and he's like, "Dude, he was like, "Dude, your set the other day was funny." And I was like, "Where did you see me?" He's like, "At the Door Guys show." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" It's also very funny. After I opened for him, after
This
I
shows have
got
been
off,
packed, by the way. Every Wednesday at 10:30 in the belly room has been packed and really good shows. So
Yeah.
come on down.
people are coming out now. But I remember after I got off stage, I told this joke about being pansexual, and then Pauly like passed me backstage, and he goes, "I'm pan, bro." And I was like, "It's cool that you watched. Thank you."
He's reaching out.
was
He's
like, I
putting his little weasel feelers out there.
He's
Cooper's
crossing.
on the road next.
It's crossing the aisle, you know what I mean? Making connections with the pan community.
Yeah, good.
I want to come out right now. Pauly Shore is an ally of the pansexual community. I don't know about any of the other letters.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he's crushing it with me.
Well,
So Polly is pan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pauly Shore is pansexual.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So is
Pauly.
he fucks pans?
Polly's-
What is pansexual?
It's just like bi.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
really not it's not a big
Okay, I
thing.
know that one.
Funny. To
But yeah, Pauly Shore, Bill Burr, Sarah Silverman, Earthquake, they're all pansexual.
Whoa.
This is what you find out in the lot. You're in the
I didn't
lot.
find any of this out in the lot.
You don't fucking
He's
talk to
just
people.
dropping dimes on people.
Yeah. Nobody likes you, so they ignore you in the
Sarah
lot.
Silverman hasn't been here in forever. When did
Yeah,
you-
that was a cool name pull. That
Stop
was
lying.
a cool, like just out of the back, like kind of celebrity up there with Earthquake, I'd say.
Well, I was talking to her in New York about it. Just me and her at Caroline's, you know, gabbing.
Damn.
That's a lie.
Yeah, no, we know.
Could you tell? At home, could you tell?
Are your levels okay?
Are they?
He's thumbs down.
Well, that's your issue then.
Literally doesn't know how to park, and now he's telling you your levels are
Thumbs
off.
down
I'm
to
worried
who?
about everything now.
I feel like he's really kind of has an attitude. I feel like he's gonna eventually get too powerful.
That's why I try to keep him kind of like in his. He does good, and
He's starting to get that fucking Jamie ego.
He's gonna have a mic on the
Fucking-
next episode.
I remember when
No, not happening. You hear me?
he wants it bad. Dude, I remember when fucking Jamie was here, Joe's computer boy, and he tried to walk into the lot, and I was like, "Oh, hey man, you can't go in the lot," and everyone was like, "Oh, that's Jamie," and I was like, "Jamie?" And they were like, "Joe's producer," and then they were like, "Oh, he's new," and then Jamie goes, "Yeah, I figured," and I'm like, "I gotta know the fucking tech guys now."
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
"You're not a fucking comic. You work on a computer." I was
Wait,
like, "Who
who's
gives?"
Joe's guy? Who's
Joe Rogan's
Oh.
podcast producer.
Joe
Jamie.
Rogan, he's a really big podcaster.
Because speaking of someone who hasn't been here in a while,
He hasn't
but
been
like,
in a while.
so I thought, yeah, I didn't.
He's also pansexual. It was when he came.
Oh,
Jamie
nice.
was with him. It was so weird. He's like, "Oh, figures," and I was like, "Dude, you're not even on camera. They don't even give you a camera. What are you talking about?" And I kicked his fucking ass.
Whoa,
Whoa.
nice.
Yeah, and then we fucked because he's pansexual.
Damn, your stories in the lot are so different than mine.
I get in a lot of fights. I'm like really abrasive.
I
Not with comics.
Ryan
be
does
honest.
like to go out and watch Cooper have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Ryan, the manager,
Oh,
will just
yeah, I've
kind of
heard
walk
this
out,
too.
and like Cooper will be like, "God damn!"
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
background, like, "What the hell? I take it." Is
Yeah,
Cooper in the
stuff like
background
that.
of the lot, and Ryan just kind of goes out there and puts his hands behind his back and goes,
Well, my problem is when I get enraged, I know it's like the only way I can actually be funny is to be very angry. So
That sucks.
people, I notice people laughing and
For
I
us.
like it. So I just feed into that rage, and then I just talk about how I like want to murder T.I.'s family. But that was before he tipped me $500. So
and liked your stand up.
we're on a good page now. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was on this podcast.
Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it and I'll say it again. All right, I'll stop bringing up negative things to say, but I'll lay back for a little bit.
I asked people to write down stories from the week. I haven't seen Big Bad Brad this week, but he might have been around. Big Bad, he's
Yeah.
and Mike Z. I don't know. You any more road stories? Any more working here stories?
I have one story.
Great.
Anybody else?
I'm trying to move this podcast. If you want to insert an ad, you can really do that right now.
Oh, dude, she's
Lucas,
gonna-
did you write something down from the past 12 years that you want, like
From the past 12 years?
an iconic story that you tell all the time that you would like to tell on a?
I just had a list of
Podcast
comedians
about
that don't tip, but I was gonna.
You'd go in the Cooper.
It's
route,
a
you're
long
gonna
list.
Burn shit down.
Is this a 3-hour podcast?
No, it's
Okay.
again
All
not
right.
a 3-hour
All right.
podcast, like a 50-something minute
All right.
podcast.
Now that Rogan's gone, though, does anyone tip $100 in the lot?
Yeah.
Sebastian did the other day. Whitney
Whoa.
will sometimes.
Crush sure did.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Not me.
This
Yeah, I told the lot group in our text. I was like, "Hey, stick around for Bert because he took me 100." And then Cooper wrote, "God damn it," because I guess he gave you 20 or something.
No, he didn't give me anything. I don't think. I offended him. I realized.
But I was trying to like look out for them, but it ended up just being me bragging.
I opened his show and I called him Brent Chrysler as a joke because that's like a big bit on all his podcasts, and his fans really liked it. But I think he did not like it
Oh.
because he doesn't know me at all, and I think I kind of pissed him off.
Ah.
Burn that bridge.
he was probably
Wow.
drunk.
You burnt that bridge.
Yeah, burn that one live.
Bert.
Live and in person to his face.
Damn.
So I don't get those hundos from B-Man.
That would be crazy though if he was really that upset.
I don't think he's that upset.
No, I don't think he's that.
I think he was probably bothered, understandably,
No.
to an extent.
just a little miffed.
Just
a
a little, yeah, it was a little
thing.
miff.
Mhm.
Leslie tips good. Leslie Jones. George Perez just got his name on the wall. Consistently tips about $40. If the night goes on and he has more fun, probably gonna tip you again.
Who, George Perez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
He
solid
does.
guarantee that
I
he's
always
gonna-
say like, "Are you sure? Like you already tipped me?" And he's like, "I gotta take care of you guys."
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
insists.
Someone was like, "Oh, you gotta love when George Perez is in. You love working the front bar. Make a,
Oh,
it's
I
a
bet.
party and you make a bunch of money."
yeah.
You love working the back, too.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, he hits all the bars.
yeah. He makes his rounds. He's a good guy.
There's a fuck it, I'll tell the story and
Yeah.
say his name.
Great.
I call it the Mike Young move.
Okay.
Couple people have done this. I won't call out them yet, but if they keep doing it, I will. Where they go up to the bar like a hot shot, order a drink. You know, it's always something fancy.
The back bar, even. It's
Usually back.
Yeah, right.
You can pull this move off at the front though, and you know it's always something high end. These people always want something special, and you get it. And the key part is you're pouring it. Is not to break eye contact with them, because what they'll do is they'll get their wallet out. I don't have it on me right now, and then they'll kind of slowly open it up. But they're waiting for you to break contact just for a second, because the second you do, they're going to put it back in their pants and think you already tipped them. But if you don't blink, they have to tip you.
right. I remember you saying that he did this and he took it slowly
Yes.
and without breaking eye contact.
Yes.
And then you have.
It's a long process.
Yes. Yeah.
Not until
And-
it's in the fucking
right.
bucket.
And then you finish pouring and he puts it in.
Yes.
Yeah. But you have to.
You have to.
Do they get free drinks, paid regulars?
Sometimes.
Not really. I mean, yeah. If
They definitely get a discount drink.
right.
Yeah. I'll be
Right.
honest, when I would drink at the Comedy Store when I first started, I would tip the bartenders, and then I did fall off. Now I'm working back to it. It's a long road,
Whenever I'm not working,
just being honest.
I try to tip.
Oh, I just meant in general.
Yeah, but I don't,
Well, I mean,
on the clock.
you got to work, all night back there, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that
Back
in the
bar
lot
cover.
tonight.
Do what?
Never break eye contact.
No.
They get into their cars.
Oh, yeah.
They're just driving away.
No one's pulling out their wallet, though. That's so funny.
Now, when Sebastian gave $100, did he say anything when he gave it to you?
He just said, "Who's in charge here?"
That's awesome.
He's very funny. One time he pulled his car in just straight and he didn't turn it around because he likes to park his own car. And I was like, "Do you want me to turn your car around for you?" And then he looks at the car, he looks back and he goes, "It's not necessary." And
That's
just walked in. He's like very,
Man, I felt like an asshole right before I left my last shift before I left for tour, and he pulled in, and it was when the lot was still under construction, and there was no spots left, and he pulled in, and I told him, "Hey, I know you don't like moving your car, but I'm going to have to move it if you want to park it here. Otherwise, you can park it on the ramp."
Mm-hmm.
And the only spot was like the last spot on the ramp.
Mm.
And I felt I didn't want to make Sebastian walk on the ramp, but he was like, "I'd rather move my car. It's all good." So he goes up to the ramp, and as soon as he gets up there, Dean Del Rey parks right in that last spot. So he has like this little room by the trash cans, like all the way up by the gate, and his car's kind of crooked. Like, and I just like, Oh my god.
I mean, he used to drive a Vespa a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Like the
Yeah.
little motorcycle?
Yeah,
thing?
like the Italian bikes.
That's funny.
Whoa.
I bet he looked great on that with a scarf.
He probably did.
He probably looked great
He
on
looked
that.
European
he's
as
just,
fuck.
He's got the jaw and the thing and the Roman nose for sure.
Yeah, it's just not something you associate with him, knowing him.
Well, because he's very like American Italian, but I think he's maybe going full tilt, just full Italian.
That is the move. Everybody thinks he's Northeastern. When they find out he's from the Midwest, they're like, Sebastian? It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a city.
Midwest.
Yeah, I understand it's Midwest, but it's a city with like scarf and everybody. Come on. You're making me do that?
They got a way of talking
Yeah.
that's like,
A lot of Polish.
Every college, a lot of Polish. Every college friend I had was Joe Marisi.
Aw.
Joe Marisi went to the same school the same time. He was a couple years older than
Yeah,
me, but
that
he
makes
was there at the same time.
Yeah.
And every friend I had was Polish and from Chicago and with the same fucking accent.
do you know Joe Marisi apparently has like a huge cock?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Like legendarily, yeah.
Yeah, you've heard. Hormuz
Joe
was
eats.
Yeah.
Hormuz was just telling me the story that like I guess he
Oh,
he fucked this
That's
one
sick,
lady.
Joe.
He fucked this one lady, and then she told her friend, she was like, "Yeah, I've like fucked a lot of guys," and they like fucked on the first date, and she was like, "Yeah, like Joe has the biggest cock I've ever seen." And then Hormuz found out about it, so he went up and he's like, "Dude, I heard you have a huge dick." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "You went on a date with that girl. She said he had a huge dick," and he was like the biggest dick she's ever seen. And he was like, "Wow, it's probably not." He was like, "I mean, she fucked you on the first date, so like she probably fucks a decent amount. Like she's seen a lot of dicks." And she said you're the biggest that she's ever seen. And then the way Hormuz said it was that Joe was like, "Why do you want to talk about this?" And Hormuz goes, "Because it's funny to talk about." He goes, "It's awesome to talk about." Which is so funny that he just has this huge ass cock and he's walking around like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Yeah, that does sound like a classic Hormuz bit
It's a classic Hormuz story.
where he made that all up.
Well, Luke agreed that he has a big cock, so you're aware of this.
This is the
That's true.
This is the scuttlebutt.
It feels good in your hand?
It should.
Oh, I thought you made love with him. Okay. My bad.
No,
You were just
not,
so sure of it.
I'm not pan, unfortunately.
He's gay.
I'm just gay.
He's just gay. His wife knows it too. It's not a big deal.
Richie walk around and goes, "Hey, go, gay," right? It's just very simple.
He said
Like-
that to you?
Yeah,
That's
gay. What he does, it is gay.
That's woke, Richie.
The definition of he's just like, "Hey, it's with a."
Was this like apropos of nothing or like
Something mention whoever. I mean, he also talks about everybody and calls them gay.
Oh, of course.
Gay or worse.
Or
I
the
th-
R
I-
word.
I like that to most people in the world. I am just gay.
Yeah,
It's very fun.
To
I have
his
a- I have-
definition of
Yeah.
the-
I have a girlfriend now, but to many people, still gay. Just
Yeah.
a gay guy with a girlfriend, which
Yeah.
is
Which is-
sick.
there's been that before.
I think that's a cool thing to be. I'm like Elton
Especially-
John, but out. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sorry, I just like to say things that don't actually.
Should I be gay to get a girlfriend?
Yes.
You should
Really flame it up?
I mean, there should be like a queer eye that could be applied to a straight guy. You know what I mean? And really just spruce up.
Dude, that show's off the air. I don't think it can be done.
Are you kidding? It's not at all off the air. They've done a gritty reboot.
But where could I find gay guys in West Hollywood?
Yeah, you're sitting right next to you, pal.
I don't go out in West Hollywood though. I go out in East Hollywood.
Oh, he really is gay.
Do you have a
Yeah.
Do you have a queer eye?
Bruce goes out in West Hollywood.
I have a queer
Bruce
eye.
will go out and party in West Hollywood. He just goes, "It's fun."
Yeah, that's why Bruce is my kind of gay guy.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's true.
Bruce is my favorite. By the way, he's my favorite door guy. He is the Comedy Store John Daly.
Wow.
I don't know.
The golfer John Daly.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's John Daly though?
Because John Daly was just a fat fuck. that
Big party,
Yeah.
good time guy.
Yeah, never took anything seriously. He ate
Country
chocolate
crowd.
ice cream out of his U.S. Open trophy.
I don't think Bruce goes that hard though.
Yeah, but he always wears a hat too,
Well, sure, that is.
which percent?
Yeah, it's a big part of
He
it.
is a fat blonde guy. John Daly only drinks Diet Coke, and when they asked him why he doesn't drink water, he said it's because I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, his college coach told him to lose 40 pounds, so like he took up smoking more.
The college coach
like a
told
ballerina.
him to start smoking. Not only did he start, the college coach at that time said, "Start smoking, you'll lose weight." He smokes about 2 packs a day. 18 holes, he smoked an entire.
Shout out to Country Club Adjacent, who's been hanging out with him recently. Funny podcast about golf with
Mark Smalls?
Mark Smalls and Jake and Aristotle and
Oh, Aristotle.
Griff Pippett. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That rules.
yeah. They've been hanging out with him. They like do everything big golf stuff. They're huge. Yeah. So, but Bruce is a lot of fun. I'm sorry I missed your birthday yesterday.
I was there.
I was there.
Cooper was
It was
there.
good.
It was fun.
It was fun. There was this one guy who we all know that's like a cokehead.
This is the one guy who definitely will be listening to this.
He's like a rich kid. He doesn't listen.
Oh
to
my
this.
god.
But he's like a cokehead and a rich kid, and like he showed up and was not invited, and it was very funny how mad Bruce was about it. Bruce was like, "This."
He was like, it's ruining my party.
Yeah.
He's like, "This could not
Yeah.
be any less of an open invite. This is bullshit." And also,
That's so funny that he's still like so middle school about it. Like
It was
comedians
pretty
are
funny.
such middle school.
The party was at a bar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
A public
a public
place.
establishment that anyone can go to.
Very funny to throw a tantrum on your birthday, Bruce.
wasn't much of a tantrum, but there was a seething in him
Yeah.
that I really enjoyed.
But I told him that's how you know it's a party.
Did
Yeah,
you say it
when
like
people-
that?
It's like, that's how you know it's a party.
Whoa.
Yeah.
People are showing up.
Wow, the weasel's really rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh no! Don't touch me like.
Yeah, the guy that showed up is like,
He's. Yeah, I don't like when he touched.
you don't like getting tickled on the podcast?
No. Well,
just wanna
no.
make you
First
laugh.
answer, no. But also, yeah. Some people.
I like
are
it.
too
I don't like
physical.
getting touched, but now that I've picked up some polyisms,
Yeah,
I
he's a touchy guy.
I feel more powerful.
What's the matter? Just a baby.
You're a baby.
Does he call you a baby?
Yeah.
Great.
Does he have
He'll
a
call
nickname?
you a baby too.
Does he have
Yeah,
a nickname
fuck
for you?
Well, sometimes he just says my name weird.
Okay, like you said.
Kiki.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. Your name's already kind of a nickname, so you just play with that.
That's true.
She's a babe, right? Like that's half of being on the road with Paulie.
Yeah, you learn his language, like, because like at first he would text me and I'd be like, I don't know what he's saying. Like I need a translator.
Sure.
But now it'll literally look like somebody sat on his phone, just gibberish, but I'll know exactly.
Like someone just hit autocorrect, autocomplete
Yeah.
to everything and made a sentence.
And
but
I'll
it's
be like,
Paul.
oh, I hope you're having a good day too.
When I was in the green room with Polly, we were just on our phones, and then he randomly just said Chinese.
Yeah, he does that
And
a
then
lot.
We didn't talk for like 10 more minutes, and then he just randomly brought up the tragic death of his sister. It's
Yeah.
like, isn't that crazy? And in my head, I'm like, dog, I got nothing on this one. Like, I have no response.
Yes, the response is yes. It is crazy. I mean, yeah.
Nah, fuck that. I don't do that. This fucking, don't drop that on me. What do
Did
want?
you go, I'm 23.
Well, yeah, and then later Jessie was like, "You said you were quiet," and I'm like, "What do you want me to say to Chinese and death of a sister?" I was like, "Come on, I'll talk. I can talk. I don't have a response to that."
I'm surprised. I'm going to start throwing morbid topics at you to prepare you for when you go on the road.
Is Polly's a morbid guy?
No, he's not. He wasn't morbid, at least when I was with him, but he does miss his family a lot
Of course,
and
he
his
does.
parents. And it was cool. We went on one of our off days. He took us to see the Elvis movie, which was really cool because I didn't know that his dad had performed with Elvis
Open for Elvis for years.
for years. And there's a shot in the movie where they go to where he's playing in Vegas, and they have the huge marquee. It says Elvis, and his name's right under.
Sammy Shore.
Sammy Shore, right on the marquee.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of a cool moment.
Rudy DeLuca was here again the other day. That was pretty cool. He started the story with Sammy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or his family was here.
Is he
Him
a
and-
comic as well?
Yeah.
Rudy? Okay.
Yeah. He also opened for big music acts. Huge. So, like, that level. But that's cool. That's a fun road story, Polly.
Yeah, he treated us really good. Bobby, I talked to Bobby a little bit about it, and he was surprised because Polly took us to like all these really
It's-
nice dinners.
Yeah.
And,
It
like-
seems like Polly has changed a little bit.
Yeah, he got us massages one day. Oh, he really treated us well. And yeah, Bobby was like, I can't believe it.
Well, yeah, there's famous stories about how people used to like rip off merch from him.
Really?
Or like keep the money from the merch thing because he didn't pay them any, or like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy how well the main room has like it really is like a school here, because working that main room ticket line is just like the selling merch, the meet and greet. Like you just saw all these people on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're back there. You want to be the same kind of vibe off stage as you are on stage. You gotta keep it kind of fun. Like while they're just standing around, it just reminded me a lot of working the main room
Mm-hmm.
in that lobby.
So it was good practice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Applicable lessons from the job. I mean, what do you want from this podcast? That's what we're talking.
Right?
That's like what I wanted out of this. Yeah. Good
Somebody
stuff.
did get kicked out during Marin's set though. My first day when I got back,
Mm-hmm.
they were like standing up in the front row. They just blacked out. It was like that switch hit, and they started calling Marin misogynistic pig, and they stood up. We got Anthony in there right away, and he
So it was a
kicked
dude?
them out. 2 ladies.
Oh.
They had left almost immediately when he got on stage, and then came back, sat down, started talking. I don't know if he addressed them. I think he might have addressed them. And then they were just like, "You're a misogynist." And he was telling like a pro-abortion joke at the time, which is also
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Which is a great joke.
It is a great.
It's like, yeah, I really like that joke.
There was this
Yeah.
one lady-
Angel Factories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one lady that got really mad at Harlan. She came out. She's like, "Who's
Yes.
that
I
hick
heard
on
about
stage?"
We talked about this the
She's
other
like-
week. Yeah.
Yeah, so you already
It was a
heard
tracheotomy bit, and she was like, "My dad died of tracheotomy. You can't joke about that."
No, she said he has throat cancer right now, and it's like he's not even dead yet. And you're out.
I thought he died of the tracheotomy.
You're on the back patio crying right now just because he mentioned something.
Yikes.
I mean, Harlan can make it.
Exactly. That was
That's
the
scary.
takeaway for sure. It's like, you were not meant for this show anyway.
No.
It's okay. We love you. Go home, drink some water.
Great.
I'll live and let live, and we'll see us whatever.
The fun thing with Paulie, though, too, I've told him this. He is, I think, one of the few comedians that is legit heckle proof.
Yeah.
I don't know how you like. Brody was like that.
Brody was like that for sure.
In the sense that he can just roll it out.
Yeah, he'll go with anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets like rock star crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people, I didn't think of that while I was watching him, but people would like yell stuff, but it just felt so natural the way he would address it, and then they would stop. Like he would, in a fun way, diffuse it
Damn.
and just move on.
Doing the tertiary markets for so long.
I don't know what that means.
Dude,
That's what he calls it. Am I out?
I don't think he calls it that.
Bro, he's been calling that in his stand-up for like
Oh,
years.
has he?
Oh, my
I
God.
don't watch it.
I believe you, but I don't get that.
No kidding.
A lot of his stand-up is just shitting on himself. It's very funny.
Yeah.
He's like, "I look so fucking old now, right?" It's like, "Yeah, man, you look old." as
Tertiary
fuck."
markets bit where he says like, I go to towns that are like, they just got a Panera Bread. Or
Yeah.
something like, yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Iowa got its
It's
first
all shitting on
Starbucks.
himself. Yeah.
Like, I was old enough to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that long ago.
Big deal.
It was a big deal. And now we have, I think, like 60 Starbucks.
Wow.
Starbucks
I.
Starbucksum.
So, yeah, really, this is kind of unrelated, but my favorite thing about working here is kind of going off with talking about Paulie.
Mm-hmm.
You see how everybody works. You ever notice that? Like, who's late for their sets?
Mm-hmm.
Burr is always early if he can, if he's on a show. Same with Sebastian.
Sebastian, even before he got huge, and even after he's gotten huge, when you work in the OR, you take the time and you write down the time. Paid regular is supposed to do 15 minutes. He has never done less than 14:30 or more than 15:30.
Wow.
He's within the minute every time, and that includes the intro and the dismount. He is a machine. I don't know how he just does comedian like that.
No,
It's unbelievable.
He's laser focused. I was
Yeah.
sitting next to him in the bucket seats a couple Wednesdays ago, right before his set, and his line of vision was not outside of what
Blinders.
was in front of him. Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
His intros are the best. I
Yeah.
don't know if you talked about that before, but like the other day, he brought up Mark Maron. He was like, "This next guy, we're not friends," and he was like, "We don't dislike each other. We've known each other for 30 years. See each other in the hall, say hello, talk for 5 minutes. It's polite.
Yeah.
But we don't hang out or anything like that." And then he's like, "But he's very funny. He's very successful. One of the most." And then like gave him like this very praiseworthy, like genuine, like he's so successful, best podcast,
Bunch
ever.
of special.
Wonderful
yeah.
joke writer,
Very-
so many and then brought him out. He did the same thing with Tom Papa the other day. He's bringing up Tom Papa and he goes, "This next guy, I don't know him from anything. I haven't seen him in nothing. But then he said he's like, but I've known him for 20 years." And he goes, "And he's got on this tan boot. I think it's Varvatos. You gotta see it." Talked about his boot, got out of there.
I would think him and Tom Papa should be best friends.
They're very similar.
One makes bread, the other's
Yeah.
I mean, they both opened for Seinfeld, right?
Exactly.
They're both like Seinfeld
wow.
guys.
they're both
Well,
Seinfeld friends.
Sebastian is newly a Seinfeld guy, and Tom Papa started as a Seinfeld guy.
Okay.
Um,
Different gens of Seinfeld. guys.
different Seinfeld classes
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you have time to go over like any advice for hosting potluck? Because I feel like I might do that at some point, and I'm kind of like extremely nervous. And you guys have all done it.
Yeah, Cooper just did it and did it quite well. Someone said he's got that dog in him.
I wasn't here for it.
I think you should just like absolutely lose your shit and like
Do what you do.
be fine with being, but in your own way.
Okay.
And then,
Oh
like,
no, not on stage.
Yeah, like
You're panicking kinda at a couple points, but you just keep it.
yeah.
Just keep the list in your head and make it a good show. Make it a show that you would want to see in the order you would want to see it.
And you gotta, adjust. You gotta be fine to be
Jessica
a little
Wellington
mean.
hosting
Did you
today.
Did you hear what I said after your set when you went up on Potluck?
Yes, that Jack wouldn't like
Did you
it.
think it was funny?
Yes.
I'll explain what I said. So Luke went up and had a very heartfelt, like genuine set talking about Jack Knight, and it was a very sad, but like sort of a good moment for the mic because it kind of brought into context
Yeah.
of what all of this means.
I
to all of us.
I got through it okay. It was like really fresh.
Yeah.
And I made it through some stuff and then I kind of
Yeah. And you don't know this, but while you're on stage, I was whispering to Hormoz. I was like, I'm gonna be really mean about it. when it's off
I
stage."
assumed you would.
And
I
I was-
assumed any host would.
I was
but
gonna-
especially you.
Before you teared up a little, I was gonna go up and say, "Give it up for that bummer fest of a set."
Yeah.
But then he started tearing up, and I look back at Hormoz, and then Hormoz goes, "Tone it down." He goes, not full bore." And then I went up, and I was like, if it makes you guys feel any better, Jack would have really liked how hard Luke just bombed,
Yeah.
talking about him dying.
That's
It's like-
great.
Yeah.
It's like, he's probably like, look at that white dude just crying, looking all gay. But that's the point. That's what you do is you make,
Yes.
you have to make fun. And sometimes it's of people, but in general, it's just making fun. Also, I just scream the entire time because
Yeah,
you don't
gotta
have,
scream.
I don't have like good jokes. So I just yell and
Yeah.
then people are like, oh, and then it wakes them
If
up.
you can make a couple friends in the audience and be like, "We're still here. Hey, you over there. We're good. We're
Oh,
good."
I like that.
And then every 30 minutes or so, you reset the room and say, "Hey, welcome new people. This is potluck." What that means is, and do a minute there, and that kind of resets everybody. Good. I like to tell people to breathe, but that's that if you do that, you're hacking me. But
I'm gonna do that.
yeah, great. That's good.
Kaylee told me, talk to me during the show. It'll be fun. And then I would refer to her and just got fucking dick.
Oh my God, Cooper. Hardball.
Yeah.
And she's funny. I didn't get
yes,
it. She was
yeah.
but also I was
The chops need to be chopped up a little. Let's go.
what's your advice for hosting?
Do you still get bothered a lot by people wanting to get up?
Somewhat, and it's very easy to say no and be like, "I don't know if I have time." And you write everyone's name down. You just go, "I don't know if I have time." And those people, you're either telling the truth to or not.
Yeah,
And some people you can go like, "Hey, I can't get you up this week. I'm sorry," and they like that better than being in limbo.
I would
Yeah.
say off stage that always works. Is act busier than you are.
Yeah.
Like
You're never not going to be busy though. Every 3 minutes,
I know.
you gotta
That's
be up there.
So we get all the door guys up, and then Jen has some people that we get up, and then there's a few spots open that,
Yeah,
that
maybe.
the host is
Try
Gets
and do
to
your
choose.
own people after that.
at the end.
Yeah. Because I kind of made the mistake and then I didn't get somebody up and then they got real butthurt. But
Oh yeah.
So,
But it's just gonna happen. Someone's gonna get mad. I know it. I hate making
the one
people
name
mad.
you want.
It's rough.
I hate it.
Angelo Bowers, who everybody loved, the only time I ever saw him get chewed out was when he didn't get somebody up at potluck. And like it was just so weird seeing one of the nicest comedians I ever met, Mark Hatchell. If you even know who that was. He was friends and family for
Mark Haskell.
Hatchell.
I thought is the name on the wall, but
no,
exactly. It's these people who have been friends and family forever. And
yeah.
It's like you're fighting for 3 minutes. Grow up.
Yeah.
43. What are we doing right now?
Damn, you're dishing it.
I will say too.
It's not even mean.
But I get it because we get so many spots here. It's like if they're fighting that hard for 3 minutes, like it does mean so much to them.
It means they've failed.
So we should give them something, or maybe not. Maybe we give the opportunity.
You
to
either
other
get it or
people.
you don't, and if you don't get it, then you should be used to that by now, and maybe work on yourself so you get every spot that you can.
And go to the improv.
All these guys,
because if you think why aren't you touring like Sebastian is?
That's what
because
I don't get.
if you don't get mad,
all these guys that don't get the 3 minutes and get so mad, it's like, don't you get disappointed in your life all the time?
I know. That's a really good point.
The life is really hard.
Is rejection new to you? Like, this is just one of many, dog. Like,
that's a really good take.
Come on.
What is your favorite night here? Is it potluck?
Luke's a big potluck.
Potluck if I'm not working.
Yeah.
Favorite night here.
The shooting night?
They've shot so many things here. I don't know what you're talking about. But
I think you meant a real guy.
Yeah, no, I know. Wednesdays used to be my favorite, and then it got like that, and now they are my favorite again because the show is really good. But Wednesdays are really popping in the middle of the week, and I like because Bert's doing those shows up in there, and they're all sold out. So, but like, it's been fun. Wednesdays are good. Weekends are for tourists. Weekends are good and fine or whatever, but they're often not the best nights.
Yeah, the best nights as far as like lineup wise, Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
There is a crazy energy on Monday though. Like even
Monday's
starting
cool.
in the lot because you don't know who's coming in, so you already have that like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then in the energy and with all the people who get up, it's like a big moment for the open mic. So you've got like that cool energy, and then the order again, it's not set. So
that's where it kind of sucks being passed too, because when Friends and Family goes up, it's the meat of it's the best
bone.
Audience.
It's just bone.
And then,
no meat.
Dude, last time I was on Pollock, I followed somebody who was wearing Crocs on stage.
Sandy Danto?
No, it was one of those guys that doesn't come in ever except for Mondays, and then signs up.
Sure. I don't know who, but yeah.
I don't even know his name either, but you'd recognize him. He's
Great.
an old TV writer trying to get back into stand-up.
Sounds cool.
But Mondays are probably my favorite because, the audience is seeing 40, 50 comedians. You have to be really unique.
Yeah.
You have to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying not to correct the unique thing, but...
What? You don't think you have to be unique?
You can't say really unique.
You have to be unique to be remembered amongst 50 people.
So it just couldn't get out of my brain. Cooper's kind of in a meditative state. Cooper, you've been crushing it today. I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you all being on.
I think I've been going.
Let's see. Shout out to Amy, a server/bartender, who's always watching and listening. Van Corona taking good pictures and watching and listening. Tony in the booth. And the Up Next showcase on Twitter and Instagram, I think. I hope it's that one.
Definitely Instagram.
Definitely Instagram. Where can people find Jet Ski online?
Jet Ski Johnson.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay, great. And Cooper Lyden has podcasts and everything.
At Lyden Cooper on Twitter, at Cooper Lyden on Instagram. I got a podcast, Sissy Boys, CISSY Boys, with Matt LeGrand and Dan Donahue. Micro-influencers on the podcast. Think about that. We got a podcast, Sissy Boys Pod. You can look it up. It's gay.
Yes, great. Not even paying. Lucas?
It's just my name, Lucas Hirl, girl with an H.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
I am online all the time, so whatever. I'm sorry if I missed you this week, but it's been a wild time, and thanks for understanding, and we'll see you next time. Bye.